String of flash mob robberies across Los Angeles have retailers on edge.
Police are searching for the suspects that robbed the Gucci store in the meatpacking district.
Well, the owner of this Gage Park jewelry store opened her doors just a year and a half ago.
Theft and organized retail crime that are threatening the safety of our team and guests.
With retail theft on the rise in New York City and New York State, Governor Hochul is outlining her new plan to reverse the trend.
Retailers saying it's not only hurting business, but has compromised the safety of employees and customers.
Surge in shoplifting. All right, let's talk about this wild surge in shoplifting that's been going down in the Big Apple. Picture this. Between 2019 and mid-2023, New York City saw a jaw-dropping 64% increase in shoplifting. Yeah, you heard that right. That's like a heist movie plot unfolding in real life. Except it's hitting the wallets of everyday businesses and taxpayers hard. Now let's put some numbers on this craziness. That 64% spike translates to a whopping $4.4 billion worth of goods straight up vanishing into thin air. It's like a magic trick, except instead of rabbits popping out of hats, it's Gucci bags disappearing off store shelves. And trust me, it's not just high-end luxury stores feeling the pinch. Mom-and-pop shops, big retail chains, you name it. They're all feeling the sting of this shoplifting epidemic. But hold up, because the consequences don't stop there. Oh no, this surge in theft is causing some serious ripple effects throughout the city. Think about it. When businesses are losing billions of dollars worth of merchandise, they're not just shrugging it off. They're tightening their belts, maybe even closing up shop altogether. And who's left holding the bag? Well, that'd be us, the taxpayers.
String of flash mob robberies across Los Angeles have retailers on edge.
They're pushing back against more shoplifting that they're seeing, both by large groups and individuals.
Back now with a new warning about a surge in organized retail crime. Stores are losing big money, raising prices to cover it.
The outbreak of brazen smash and grab robberies and shoplifting is showing no sign of stopping.
See, when businesses take a hit like this, they're not just losing money, they're also paying less in taxes. And that means less dough in the city's coffers to fund all the stuff we rely on, like schools, parks, and public services. Now let's get real for a second. This surge in shoplifting isn't just some harmless prank or victimless crime. Nah, it's hurting real people, hard-working business owners, employees trying to make ends meet, and everyday folks just trying to buy some groceries or a new pair of kicks. It's shaking up the city's retail landscape, making it harder for businesses to stay afloat and for shoppers to feel safe. So what's the deal with this shoplifting spree anyway? Well, it's a mix of factors, really. Economic hardship, desperation, maybe even a dash of opportunism thrown in for good measure. But whatever the reason is, one thing's for sure, it's a problem that needs fixing pronto. Because if we don't get a handle on this surge in shoplifting, it's not just businesses that'll suffer, it's the whole city that'll feel the pinch. So let's roll up our sleeves, New Yorkers. It's time to put an end to this shoplifting madness and get our city back on track. Because hey, we might be tough, but we're also a community that looks out for each other. And that means standing up against crime, no matter how big or small. Manhattan's meatpacking district. Alright, buckle up folks, because we're diving into a wild tale straight out of a concrete jungle. A brazen robbery that went down at a Gucci store smack dab in Manhattan's meatpacking district. Picture this, the sun's shining, the streets are bustling, and shoppers are doing their thing, browsing through luxury goods like it's just another day in the city that never sleeps. But little did they know, trouble was brewing right under their noses. Out of nowhere, like something out of a Hollywood heist flick, a gang of thieves rolls up on this Gucci store with one thing in their minds, grabbing as much high-end merchandise as they can carry. And let me tell you, they weren't messing around. In the blink of an eye, they are in and out, snatching up goods worth a cool $51,000.
Police are searching for the suspects that robbed the Gucci store in the meatpacking district.
Police released this surveillance video, and in it you can see the suspects, 2 men and a woman, at work.
$50,000 worth of items, leaving some retail workers on high alert.
Witnesses told police one suspect appeared to have a weapon, but they never actually saw it.
Imagine you're out for a leisurely stroll, maybe window shopping a bit, when suddenly you're smack dab in the middle of a real-life crime scene. It's enough to make your jaw drop and make your heart skip a beat. But that's exactly what went down in the meatpacking district that day. A shock to the system that left onlookers scratching their heads in disbelief. And let's not forget the ripple effects of this brazen robbery. Sure, there's the immediate loss of $51,000 worth of merchandise, no small change by any stretch of the imagination. But it's more than just dollars and cents. It's about this sense of security that's shattered, the feeling of safety that's been compromised. In a city as vibrant and bustling as New York, incident like this serves as a stark reminder that even in the midst of all the glitz and glam, there's still a darker side lurking just beneath the surface. But hey, if there's one thing we know about New Yorkers, it's that we're resilient as hell. We'll bounce back from this, stronger and more determined than ever to keep our streets safe and our community secure. So to those would-be thieves out there thinking they can pull off another stunt like this, think again. Because in the city that never sleeps, we're wide awake and ready to take on whatever comes our way. And as for that Gucci store in the meatpacking district, well, let's just say they'll be beefing up security like never before. After all, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, not gonna happen. Chicago jewelry store robberies. Alright, let's head over to the Windy City for a glimpse into some real-life heist drama. Chicago, known for its deep dish pizza and iconic skyline, has recently been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. A string of armed robberies targeting jewelry stores. Now, imagine you're just going about your day, minding your own business, when suddenly, chaos erupts. That's exactly what happened to folks like Maria Cornell, a jewelry store owner who found herself in the crosshairs of these brazen thieves.
New at 9, a jewelry store owner worried about the future of her business after 4 thieves robbed the store at gunpoint in the middle of the day.
Store owner on the southwest side now afraid for her safety and her business.
The owner said she released the video in hopes of finding the thieves, but also as a warning to other business owners. Well, the owner of this Gage Park jewelry store opened her doors just a year and a half ago.
It's the stuff of nightmare, folks. A real-life horror show playing out on the streets of Chicago. But here's the thing. Maria isn't alone in her ordeal. Nope, she's just one of many victims who've fallen prey to these heartless criminals. And as the surveillance footage makes painfully clear, these robberies aren't just about snatching a few trinkets. They're about instilling fear, wreaking havoc, and leaving a lasting scar on the community. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, for starters, it's a sobering reminder that crime doesn't discriminate. It can strike anywhere, anytime, leaving devastation in its wake. But more than that, it's a call to action, a rallying cry for communities to come together, support one another, and stand up against those who seek to tear us apart. So, to Maria Cornell and all the other victims out there, know this: you're not alone. We're with you every step of the way, fighting for justice and working to make our streets safer for all. And to those criminals who think they can run roughshod over our communities, well, think again. Because in Chicago, we don't back down from a fight. We stand tall, we stand strong, and we stand united against whatever challenges come our way. Target store closures. Alright, let's talk shop. Specifically, Target. You know, that beloved retail giant where you can grab everything from groceries to gadgets in one convenient trip. Well, turns out they've been dealing with some serious headaches lately, and it's got everything to do with theft and organized retail crime. Picture this: Target, a household name known for its massive stores and even bigger selection, dropping the shocker that they're closing up shop. Not 1, not 2, but 9 stores across 4 states. And guess what? One of those stores is right in East Harlem. Yep, you heard me right. The heart of the city, where folks rely on Target for everything from diapers to detergent. So what gives? Why would a retail giant like Target suddenly pull the plug on not just one, but 9 of its stores? Well, my friend, it all comes down to one word: theft. Yep, you heard me. Theft. Plain and simple.
Target announced this week that it's planning to close several stores.
Retailers saying it's not only hurting business, but has compromised the safety of employees and customers.
These 3 Target stores in the Bay Area will all be shut down. And the reason? It's something we're seeing far too often.
It's just happening too often, and it's just terribly, terribly upsetting.
Turns out, these stores have been dealing with a surge in shoplifting and organized retail crime. And it's taking a toll, not just on their bottom line, but on the safety and security of their customers and employees. Think about it. When you're losing millions of dollars worth of merchandise to sticky-fingered thieves, it's not just a minor inconvenience. It's a full-blown crisis, one that's threatening the very foundation of your business. And for a behemoth like Target, with its sprawling stores and endless aisles, the stakes couldn't be higher. But here's the real kicker. Target isn't the only one feeling the heat. Nope. They're just the tip of the iceberg. Large retail stores across the country are grappling with the same issues: rising theft rates, shrinking profits, and the constant battle to keep their stores safe and secure. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, for starters, it's a wake-up call. A stark reminder that theft isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a serious problem that's threatening the livelihoods of businesses and the safety of communities. But more than that, it's a call to action, a rallying cry for us all to come together and support our local businesses, whether it's by keeping an eye out for suspicious activity or simply shopping smart and supporting retailers who are working hard to keep their doors open. So here's to Target, and to all the other businesses out there fighting the good fight. May you weather this storm and emerge stronger on the other side. And to those sticky-fingered thieves looking to make a quick buck, well, good luck. Because in the end, it's not just Target you're stealing from. It's all of us. Efforts to combat theft. Alright, let's talk shop security. Because when it comes to keeping sticky-fingered thieves at bay, retailers like Target aren't messing around. Nope, they're pulling out all the stops. From beefing up their security teams to deploying the latest and greatest anti-theft tools. First up, we've got more security workers on the scene. You know those folks in the blue shirts who keep a watchful eye on the aisles? Yeah, they're not just there to help you find that elusive tube of toothpaste. They're the frontline defense against would-be thieves. And let me tell you, they're not afraid to flex their muscles when it comes to keeping the peace. But it's not just manpower that's making a difference. It's technology too. Retailers like Target are investing in the state-of-the-art tools to deter thieves and catch them in the act. We're talking everything from surveillance cameras that can spot a shady character from a mile away to fancy schmancy alarm systems that'll send would-be robbers running for the hills. Sounds pretty foolproof, right? Well, not exactly. Because here's the thing. No matter how many security measures you put in place, there's always going to be someone looking for a way to beat the system. And that's where things get tricky. Despite all the efforts, theft continues to rear its ugly head, posing a serious challenge for retailers big and small.
Theft and organized retail crime that are threatening the safety of our team and guests.
There's a reason Governor Hochul is going after shoplifters because, well, it's part of a growing trend.
I shop at a Target all the time. I find this very disheartening to know that they decided that enough is enough.
This is an entirely untenable situation for our stores and the community.
It's not just a minor inconvenience. It's a full-blown crisis that's costing businesses millions of dollars and forcing some to shut their doors for good. But here's the thing. Retailers like Target aren't giving up without a fight. Nope. They're doubling down on their efforts to combat theft and keep their stores safe and secure. They're investing in new technology, stepping up their security game, and working tirelessly to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about protecting their bottom line, it's about keeping their customers and employees safe. So the next time you're strolling through the aisles of your favorite store, take a moment to appreciate all the hard work that goes into keeping those shelves stocked and those stores open. And if you see something suspicious, don't hesitate to speak up, because when it comes to fighting theft, we're all in this together. Theft and security concerns. Let's shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes of the business world. Small businesses. You know, the mom and pop shops, the neighborhood gems, the places where everybody knows your name. But here's the thing. While these businesses may be the backbone of our communities, they're also facing some serious challenges when it comes to theft and security concerns. Take jewelry stores in Chicago, for example. These small businesses are the lifeblood of their neighborhoods, offering everything from custom-made baubles to heirloom treasures. But behind the glitz and glamour lies a harsh reality: the constant threat of theft. Now, imagine you're running one of these small jewelry stores. You're pouring your heart and soul into your business, trying to make ends meet and keep your customers happy. But then, out of nowhere, thieves strike, snatching up your hard-earned merchandise and leaving you reeling. But here's the kicker. Unlike big retailers like Target, small businesses often don't have the resources to bounce back from such setbacks. They're operating on razor-thin margins, with every penny counting towards keeping the lights on and the doors open. And that's where things get tough. See, limited resources make it difficult for these businesses to invest in comprehensive security measures. They can't afford fancy surveillance systems or beefed-up security teams. Instead, they're left to fend for themselves, relying on sheer grit and determination to keep their businesses afloat. But here's the thing. It's not just about the financial losses. It's about the emotional toll that theft takes on these small business owners. It's about the sleepless nights, the stress, the feeling of helplessness in the face of adversity. So what's the solution? How do we help these small businesses navigate the treacherous waters of theft and security concerns? Well, for starters, it's about coming together as a community. It's about neighbors looking out for neighbors, customers lending a helping hand, and businesses supporting each other in times of need. But it's also about recognizing the unique challenges that small businesses face and providing them with the resources and support they need to thrive. Whether it's through grants, loans, or access to affordable security solutions, we can all play a part in helping these small businesses weather the storm and come out stronger on the other side. Because at the end of the day, small businesses aren't just places where we shop. They're the heart and soul of our communities. And by supporting them, we're not just protecting their livelihoods, we're preserving the fabric of our neighborhoods for generations to come. Law enforcement response. Alright folks, let's talk about Governor Kathy Hochul and her bold plan to tackle the rising tide of theft sweeping through our communities. You see, when it comes to keeping our streets safe and our businesses thriving, Governor Hochul isn't pulling any punches. Picture this. A $45 million plan aimed at putting the brakes on theft and improving safety for businesses and residents alike. Yep, you heard me right. $45 million. That's not chump change, my friends. That's a serious investment in the safety and security of our communities. So what's the game plan? Well, for starters, Governor Hochul's plan calls for better cooperation between police and other law enforcement agencies. That means breaking down silos, sharing information, and working together to crack down on crime. Because let's face it, when it comes to fighting theft, we're stronger together.
Governor Kathy Hochul wrapped up her third State of the State address just a couple hours ago in Albany.
We used this approach with illegal guns and it worked.
Governor Hochul is hoping that state lawmakers will pass into law certain aspects of her larger plan.
Go in and swipe everything off the shelves and oftentimes they're loading into a stolen vehicle.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Will it work? Can Governor Hochul's plan really put a dent in the rising tide of theft sweeping through our streets? Well, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, it's a step in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing: safe streets, thriving businesses, and vibrant communities. And with leaders like Governor Hochul at the helm, I'd say we're in pretty good hands. So here's to Governor Hochul and her $45 million plan. May it pave the way for a brighter, safer future for all of us. And may it send a clear message to would-be thieves. In New York, crime doesn't pay. Store owners and workers. Let's take a moment to dive into the human side of theft. The emotional toll it takes on store owners and workers who find themselves in the crosshairs of these heartless criminals. Because while we often talk about the financial losses and the logistical headaches, the truth is, the emotional impact can be just as devastating.
With retail theft on the rise in New York City and New York State, Governor Hochul is outlining her new plan to reverse the trend.
Cases against organized retail theft rings and starting a New York State Police smash and grab enforcement unit.
A shoplifter went to our location. We escorted him out of the store 4 times.
Go to their shops, go in their stores safely, purchase their products, go back home without an incident.
But here's the thing. Behind every statistic, every news headline, every dollar sign, there's a human being, a person with hopes and dreams, fears and insecurities. And when we talk about the impact of theft, we can't forget about the human cost, the toll it takes on our mental and emotional well-being. So the next time you hear about a robbery or a theft, take a moment to think about the people behind the headlines. Think about Maria Cornell and all the other victims who've had their lives turned upside down by these senseless crimes. And remember, behind every stolen item, there's a story of fear, trauma, and resilience in the face of adversity. Residents and Businesses Act. It's time to turn our attention to the voices of the community, the residents and businesses who are feeling the impact of rising theft rates firsthand. From neighborhood corners to bustling business districts, there's a growing sense of concern and urgency for action. Picture this: residents peeking out from behind their curtains, nervously watching as thieves target their local stores and businesses. It's not just about the stolen merchandise. It's about the safety and security of their homes and livelihoods. And then there are the businesses, the heart and soul of our communities, grappling with the fallout of theft and crime. From mom-and-pop shops to big-name retailers, everyone's feeling the pinch. We need to roll up our sleeves, rally our neighbors, and make our voices heard. So to the residents and businesses in the affected areas, your concerns are valid, your voices matter, and your call for action is heard loud and clear. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can build safer, stronger communities for all. And together, we can push for the change we so desperately need. Hope for change. As we look towards the future, there is a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Hope that Governor Hochul's bold plan will usher in a new era of safety and security for our communities. But while optimism abounds, there's also a healthy dose of skepticism lingering in the air. You see, Governor Hochul's plan is a step in the right direction, a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak landscape. But will it be enough to turn the tide against rising theft rates? That's the million-dollar question. Residents, businesses, and policymakers alike are holding their breath, waiting to see if Governor Hochul's plan will deliver on its promises. So, as we embark on this journey towards change, let's hold on to that hope, that glimmer of possibility that lies on the horizon. Let's keep pushing forward, fighting for the safety and security of our communities. And let's never lose sight of the fact that together, we have the power to make a difference. Migrants attacked NYC police. In a recent development in New York City, 7 men, all migrants, are set to appear in court on Tuesday for a hearing regarding their alleged attack on multiple police officers in Times Square. The primary suspect, Yo Henry Brito, age 24, along with 6 others connected to the incident, will attend the hearing to discuss the trial proceedings and potentially set a trial date. The incident, which occurred earlier this year, sparked significant controversy when many of the suspects were initially arrested and then released.
6 men have been charged in connection to that brutal attack caught on camera. The NYPD is still looking for more suspects. 5 arrests have been made, but 4 of those suspects have already been released on bail.
They brutally attacked a New York City police officer
and a lieutenant.
Now there's a fear looming that the man involved with that attack could avoid being brought to justice.
Get them all and send them back. You don't touch our police officers. You don't touch anybody.
The upcoming court hearing is expected to shed further light on the progression of the case and may provide insight into the scheduling of the impending trial. The outcome of this legal proceeding will undoubtedly be closely monitored, given its significant implications for both law enforcement and community relations in New York City. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.